My name is Tom, and you are watching the news report. Let's move to the headlines. 1. Deadly Mediterranean wildfires kill more than 40. Wildfires have claimed most lives in Algeria, but blazes are also widespread in Greece and Italy. 2. India opposition seeks no trust vote against government. The main opposition Congress party has moved a no-confidence motion against Prime Minister Narendra Modi's government, accusing it of mishandling the COVID-19 pandemic, the economy and the farmers' protests. 3. Spurs owner charged over alleged insider trading. British billionaire Joe Lewis is indicted in the US over an alleged insider trading scheme involving shares of a biotechnology company. 4. Ghana Parliament votes to abolish death penalty. The West African nation becomes the 23rd country in Africa to end capital punishment, following a unanimous vote by lawmakers. 5. Travis King. How the US negotiates with North Korea. The former US Special Envoy for North Korea explains the challenges and opportunities of dealing with Pyongyang as China and Russia visit the isolated country for the first time since the pandemic. 6. China is erasing mention of its former foreign minister, but it still hasn't said why. Pyongyang's prolonged absence from public view and the silence over it is fueling furious speculation. Some analysts believe he was purged for being too outspoken or too close to former leader Hu Jintao. 7. Typhoon Doksuri kills at least one as Philippines battles floods and landslides. The storm, which made landfall on Wednesday, has caused widespread damage and displacement in several provinces. More than 100,000 people have been evacuated from their homes. 8. World Cup mania hides Australia football inequality. As Australia prepares to co-host the 2023 Women's World Cup with New Zealand, a report reveals that female players earn less than half of their male counterparts and face discrimination and harassment. 9. The abrupt fall from grace of China's rising star. Lei Xiaomin was once a powerful banker who controlled billions of dollars in assets, but he was executed in January after being convicted of corruption, bribery and bigamy. His downfall exposes the dark side of China's financial system and political elite. 10. The children left injured and starving in Yemen's forgotten war. Yemen is facing the world's worst humanitarian crisis, with millions of people on the brink of famine and disease. The conflict has also left thousands of children maimed, orphaned or traumatized by violence. 11. What next for Israel in protest crisis? Israel is facing a political and social crisis as thousands of people take to the streets to demand the resignation of Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu over corruption charges and his handling of the coronavirus pandemic. The protests have been met with police brutality and counter-demonstrations by Netanyahu's supporters. 12. July heat, near impossible without climate change. A new study by an international team of scientists has found that human-induced global warming made last month's record, breaking heatwave across Europe and Asia, at least 10 times more likely to occur. 13. AI creates images of what Argentina's disappeared children could look like today. A human rights group has used artificial intelligence to generate images of what some of the children who were kidnapped or born in captivity during Argentina's military dictatorship could look like today. The project aims to help identify and reunite them with their families. 14. Over 100 prison guards released after inmates take them hostage in Ecuador. More than 100 prison guards who were held hostage by inmates in 2 jails in Ecuador have been freed after a police operation. The inmates were demanding better living conditions and an end to overcrowding amid a surge of violence in the prisons. 15. China censors Ken in middle report on missing foreign minister. Cannes correspondent David Culver was reporting live from Beijing on the mysterious disappearance of China's former foreign minister, Qin Gang, when his broadcast was abruptly cut off by Chinese authorities. Culver said he was not surprised by the censorship, as Qin's case is a sensitive topic in China. 16. Dozens of whales die in mass stranding in Western Australia. At least 70 pilot whales have died after becoming stranded on a remote beach in Western Australia. Authorities are trying to rescue another 20 whales that are still alive but stuck on the sand. The cause of the stranding is unknown, but experts say it could be due to navigational errors, illness or environmental factors. 17. Taiwan police investigated after botched sting operation leads to sexual assault of minor. Taiwan's police chief has ordered an investigation into a case where a teenage girl was allegedly sexually assaulted by a suspect during a sting operation. The girl, who was a victim of online sexual exploitation, was asked by the police to meet the suspect in a hotel room, where he assaulted her before being arrested. 18. How gang warfare jumped from Ecuador's prisons to the open street. Ecuador is facing a wave of violence as rival gangs fight for control of the drug trade and territory. The gangs, which originated in the prisons, have expanded their operations to the streets, where they have carried out shootings, bombings, and assassinations. The government has declared a state of emergency and deployed the military to restore order. 19. White Saviour Complex. Malaysia's LGBTQ community slams the 1975's Matty Healy's on-stage kiss. The lead singer of the British band The 1975 has sparked controversy after he kissed a male fan on stage during a concert in Malaysia, where homosexuality is illegal. Matty Healy said he was making a statement against homophobia, but some members of the LGBTQ community in Malaysia accused him of being insensitive and putting the fan at risk. 20. A crucial system of ocean currents is heading for a collapse that would affect every person on the planet. A new study has warned that a vital system of ocean currents that regulates the global climate is at risk of collapsing due to human-induced warming. The system, known as the Atlantic Meridional Overturning Circulation, AMOC, transports heat and nutrients across the oceans and influences weather patterns, sea levels and biodiversity. If it collapses, it could trigger drastic changes in temperature, precipitation and storms around the world.